Hello everyone, Ifat Cohen here, and I am going to share with you something that just happened this morning. As you can see, 9 to 5, Google has reported that Hangouts on Air are disappearing by the end of the year. So I'm going to show you this article, and then I'm going to dive in and just talk about why this is so important. Why is this a major issue? My love-hate relationships with Google, right? And how annoying they are. Hi Manny, Manny's here. And how frustrating it is. And then what are your options? What can you do now that all that stuff has been taken away? So let's just look at this article for a second. If you're trying to use Hangouts on Air, and for those of you who have not been using Hangouts forever, let me just share a little bit of history and why that's important. Hangouts on Air made live streaming available to the public. People who did not know how to use live stream, who were afraid to be on camera, like myself and so many other people out there. Hangouts on Air was the first public application that made multi-user conversations very easy, right? You just click the link, you jumped in, and 10 people could talk to each other. And what was interesting after that, Google improved it, right? We had the shopping channel on Hangouts. We could work with Google Drive on Hangout. We had filters before they were available to anyone else. We had screens, and we had so many things were integrated into one application. And then some genius at Google decided that this is too complicated. Let's dumb it down, and removed everything from it. And now there's nothing. There's really nothing. And so there are new applications and new apps that are popping up after Google decided this is too complicated for the masses. Now Facebook is coming out with their filters, and Instagram has their own filters, but it's really dumbed down. And what happened is we moved away from engaging and conversing with each other to broadcasting. And because we're broadcasting exactly like I'm doing right now, there's no conversation. People are not watching. They're not participating. They feel like you're talking at them, even though they can participate. Hey, Ronald. They can participate in the comments like now, but they can't have a face-to-face conversation with you. So I just want to, hey, Stuart, I just want to look at that article, what they're saying, where that's going, and then I'm going to give you a few options of what you can do in order to kind of like prepare for the future that's coming. So let's look at that article for a second. Let me know if this is too small for you, but I'll read it. So after Classic Hangouts retired for G Suite, if you're not aware, then Google, back in April, right, they closed down Google Plus, and they moved everything into the G Suite. So everything that was free now is paid only for enterprise. It's not expensive. It's like $5 a user a month, I believe, but it can add up. So for organizations, it's fantastic. For the masses, not so much, because we're not organizations, right? We don't have meetings, and we don't have teams that we have to converse with. We have our social networks that we want to be in conversation with. So Google has given and Google has taken away. And so let's look at the next line. So they moved it into the G Suite right there. And then they moved Hangouts on Air. They integrated Hangouts on Air, and Hangouts on Air was integrated with YouTube, as you can see right here, right? And so now when someone tries to launch Hangouts on Air, they get this message that's saying, Hangouts on Air is going away. And thank you, Jason. He says it's $6 per user now. Hangouts on Air are going away later this year. You can use YouTube webcam. Okay. Why is this lame? So lame. Because webcam, it's kind of like your phone, right? From your computer. The only thing is they can see your messy bedroom or your messy background. Most people don't have that set up so well. There's no integration with anything. There's no integration with conversation like Hangouts used to have. There's a webcam basically, and there's YouTube. So what did people do when Hangouts on Air came out? If any of you recall, there was a service called Blub, and Blub allowed 4 people to come in and just chit chat all day long and broadcast it, right? And so a lot of people moved from Hangouts to Blab, and that took off. And Blab decided to close this service again, saying that, look, we wanted everybody to be a broadcaster and have a show. And what ended up happening is people were just sitting there talking to each other. That's not what we created it for, so we're closing it down. That's a huge opportunity for anyone who wants to engage and build a community, build a tribe, build a real audience, not just traffic. Why? Because we are so disconnected in today's world from each other that we need these types of conversations. We need the bonding. We're looking for places where we can just talk about the stuff that interests us together, right? Virtually, because we can't be in the same place at the same time. So if you can think about this as a business owner, as a thought leader, as a coach, as a consultant, as anyone who wants to be surrounded by like-minded people and cannot just be traveling all day long like Roland is, someone who likes to sleep in their own bed, what an amazing opportunity it is for you to offer that type of service on your own platform to your own people and create a tribe around a shared topic. So if everybody in your niche is talking about playing poker, they can come to your community, your tribe, your area, right? And they can be talking face to face about poker, right? And that's creating a tribe for you that you can eventually either monetize or do like Gary Vaynerchuk does. Give it away for free to build your brand and your assets, right? So that was available with Google Hangouts. That was available with Google Hangouts on air. Up until now, Google disconnected it from Google+, and now they are disconnecting it from YouTube, which means that if you want to record your screen, if you want to share any conversations on YouTube, you now have to up your game in terms of knowing how to use decoders or knowing how to integrate different softwares together, or just choose a platform like Facebook and say, hey, I'm only going live on Facebook and I'm going to use something like Be Live, or I'm going to use something like StreamYard, or I'm going to use something like X Mixer. But the challenge is for the average user, all that stuff is a little bit complicated to learn, right? So yes, you can learn that. Yes, you can become fantastic at it. There are many groups that are making this available, that are discussing these topics on Facebook, on LinkedIn. I'm sure there's some hashtags on Instagram or some lists on Twitter. The challenge, again, my friends, is, as you can see, all those activities are helping you just build your home on rented properties. And one day, this can be your issue, right? The issue will be like whatever service you're using will be shut down because some genius at that office decided that, hey, this is not cost effective. This is not what we're doing anymore. This is not whatever it is, right? They wake up on the wrong side of the bed and they go like, well, pivoting, and everything that you've relied on up until that point is gone. So what are your options? You can, again, decide which platform you're going to use and just use that. You can use your phone and go live on Facebook. So just go like, you're live, right? So press the button and you are live on Facebook. Press a button, you're live on Instagram. Press a button, you're live on Periscope. Press a button, you can record and share on LinkedIn. If you have enough subscribers on YouTube, you can also go live on YouTube from your phone. The challenge again is every platform needs to have a different stream, unless you're on your computer streaming everywhere at once. So if that's something that you want to do, if that's something that interests you and you want to explore that, you can just search online for all the apps that allow you to do that and you can learn. Or if you want some help with this, very happy to help you and have a conversation and see if this is a good fit. So viralconnectivity.com will show you how we can help you go live on all platforms at once, but don't build your home on rented properties, right? We are going to build your own web platform, your own web TV platform, where we're going to bring everybody to your own properties. You can increase your SEO, your time spent on site, engage with people face to face, and don't be relying on social platforms that might wake up the next day and be like, hey, you know what? Not feeling like doing this anymore. So Andy Bryant says, that's not good. I still use them to record live videos. Andy, I use them every time I want to record my screen and not upload the video to YouTube. I just want to record and have it on YouTube, right? When I kind of like want to share tech support videos, I'll record, I'll share my screen, I'll talk about what I'm doing, and I have a link on YouTube that is private or unlisted that I can share. Yeah, this is, I don't even know what to say about Google anymore. They used to be my favorite things. I still remember Ruben Canto saying, every time he introduced me to someone, he would say, don't talk to her, she's gonna get you, she's gonna suck you into Google+. I was like one of their die-hard ambassadors, and there were many of us who really, really loved the company, really loved everything they stood for. We created training, we supported, we talked, and then here's an example of a big company who is just shooting their users, and I think eventually that's gonna mess up with them because we just lost trust. We lost trust. And there's so many companies that are saying, I'm not gonna use Google barcodes because I don't know, tomorrow they might decide this is not cost effective and my entire warehouse is down, right? So it's a big challenge. It's a big challenge for a lot of things. Stuart is saying Google had the 800-pound gorilla and shot him. Yeah, it's the worst decision. I agree with you. Google made online conversations so easy. They connected people together. They came up with so many amazing features that everybody else is using right now and decided to shut it down. So the only thing that I can say is don't build your home on rented properties. If the learning curve is too much for you, if you are looking for a done-for-you solution, if you don't want to mess with the tech, if you don't want to rely on any changes and keep up with APIs and technical algorithm changes and all that jazz, very happy to help you with that. We can just jump on a very quick 10-minute call, see if this is the route you want to take, and if so, I'll show you how you can take it. So viralconnectivity.com, you can go in there, you can see what we do, you can see some of our case studies, you can see some testimonials, and you can book a 10-minute call just to chit chat about what you're doing, what you're trying to achieve, and if we can help you do that. So yeah, Stuart, we made a lot of friends worldwide, a lot of friends. I remember when Google Hangouts first came out, I remember being at a friend's house and just showing her, I'm like, look how amazing this is. You go public, you just publish the Hangout, and then you start meeting people from all over the world. And the people who came in were amazing, fascinating people. You know, like we were talking to people in Africa and in Asia and, you know, like people that you would have never been connected to. And the conversations were great and everything was fantastic. So now that Google has taken it away, let's build it on our own properties so we own it, so we cannot lose it with any other changes. With that, I bid you farewell. If you need any help or anything like that, you know where to find me, right there, viralconnectivity.com. And not to mix a few topics together, but I do have some surprises coming on my own property and stuff that we are building so that it doesn't happen to us either. So have a fantastic Friday, and I will chat with you soon.